Hi, I hope you have had a great day. So today I'm going to talk about the nominative and accusative forms of cases in German. So to make things clear, so let me share a document. So we're going to take some examples. So for example, if you want to say that is Peter in German, you would say as das ist Peter. And here the Peter is a person's name and it is the subject. Then another example given here is das ist ein Buch. So here it means that is a book, and the book is a thing which is also a subject. So here we have ist. Ist is a third person conjugation of the verb sein. So we say this sein is always nominative or nominative in German. So here you have Peter and book, which is a subject, which is in nominative. Let's take another example. I have a book. Ich habe ein Buch. So in this case, I is the subject, which is a nominative, and book is the object, which is an accusative. Okay. So this is also considered to be some, it's having the verb which is haben, which is in the accusative form. So again here, depending on the gender of the book, your book is neutral gender, hence we put ein here. Whereas here in this example, ich habe einen Stift, it means I have a pen. So in this case, Stift is a object and it is in accusative and it is masculine. Stift is masculine, hence it becomes ein and Stift. You would understand how it's ein and ein by looking at this table. For example, for nominative, the different forms of the in English is de, die, das. So which will be masculine, feminine, and neutral. And in plural, it becomes die. The same thing for a and, it would be ein, eine, ein, which is masculine, feminine, and neutral. There is no plural form for ein, eine. Hence, I've put a blank. This itself in accusative form, the masculine der will become den, and feminine is die, and neutral is das, and plural is die. So the same thing applies for a and, which is einen, eine, and ein. And for plural, you don't have any article. So this is the basic concept where you have to identify the subject and the object and decide whether it's nominative or accusative. So how would you know the article of the object? You would know only from this table, that only for masculine, the der will become den and ein will become eine. So let's take up an example where it will help you to understand the concept better. So here we have, we'll just take 5 where you're going to identify the subject and object. I've written both in English and we are doing an exercise also in German. So here, Paul built a house, and this Paul is the subject and house is the object. The second one, the hungry man ate cake, pie, and rolls. So here the man is subject, and cake, pie, and rolls are all objects. Mike wrapped and sent the package. So Mike here is the subject, and the package is the object. Then Tim read a speech and answered questions. Tim is the subject, and the question and the speech and the questions are objects. So this will give you an idea how to identify a subject and an object. So in German, the subject will be nominative and the object would be Akkusativ. So let's take up an example where you have to fill in with de, die, das, de. Hörst du dash Musik gern? It means, do you like to listen to music? So here you have to know that music has a gender, which is die, feminine. So here du is the subject and Musik is the object. So you know already that the feminine gender, there is no change in accusative. So here you would get die Musik as the answer. The second example, Studenten spielen gern Tischfußball. So here again you have to identify the subject and object. Studenten is the subject and the Tischfußball, which is table football, which is the object. And so here Studenten is a plural form. So it becomes die Studenten. Then the third one is sehe overhead projector nicht. So here overhead projector, you have to know it's masculine. And here ish is the subject and overhead projector is the object. And so since it is masculine, in masculine for accusative, it becomes den. So ich sehe den overhead projector nicht. Then in the fourth one, Tisch is grau, the table is gray. So table is masculine, it is the subject. So table becomes masculine. So it remains unchanged because it's a nominator. So it's der Tisch. And one more is Herr Wilters is Professor. So Mr. Walters is a professor. So professor, you know it is masculine. So what happens? Here you have only subject. Herr Walters and the professor are all subjects. So it becomes der Professor. So this is how you identify between the subject and the object, when to use a nominative, when to use a accusative. So I hope this explains to you the general idea as to identify the subject and the object, and in turn, which is in nominative and what is in accusative. So if you have any questions, you can do the rest as homework. You have to identify the subject and the object and accordingly put the article. You can also try for the English questions as well. So if you have any doubts, you're welcome to send me a message or you can ask me in the next class. So hope you have a great day. Thank you.